I love AI. I read some of your posting, the bad use of AI or the training of AI in terms of bias. You are on the forefront and you did something much better. You write a book, you actually developed an app. You developed the Justice AI to provide alternative AI for people of color that is free of bias as much as you can, which I believe we need in our community, in our society.
Yeah.
And that is why your work it's extremely important because you're a person of color and you're in the room and your family has been in the forefront of justice for a while. So you come not only with a recent experience, but actually generation of experience addressing injustice and justice.
I greatly appreciate it. And I think that every voice matters and voice has power. And so I am uplifting your voice. I'm uplifting your platform and
Thank
I
you.
am grateful to be here.
Today's episode is not just about artificial intelligence. It's about power, right? We're in the information age. There's a lot of power.
I built an AI architecture that detects, deconstructs, and corrects bias at its root cause, epistemic inequality. Our biases are very political globally. And to acknowledge the solution is to admit that the problem was never just statistical noise. It was white supremacy coded into our data sets and definitions of intelligence. We don't just tweak the algorithm, we redefine the ground rules for what counts as knowledge. I rebuilt the way AI thinks so it doesn't follow the same colonial patterns baked into most systems. Whiteness is a social construct. It stripped away the indigenous and ancestral knowledge of the people before colonialism. Before Europeans became colonizers, they had ancestral knowledge and wisdom that colonialism replaced with whiteness. I fed that AI knowledge in many languages from oral histories, community archives, indigenous worldviews, and community guides. We created the largest decolonial data set to combat injustice AI. Absolutely. I think it plays an enormous role. We see ancestral technologies like star navigation, ecological care systems, and indigenous governance as equals to modern computing, not as outdated. They shape how we design AI to be resilient, reciprocal, and accountable in its relationships with the users. If we can get to a place where every AI that we adopt, we can guarantee is going to be ethical and bias free, I don't think that that can happen without radical invention. And colonial data is a fossil record of oppression. Without reframing the epistemic lens, you just get a more polite oppressor. Every mainstream AI model is built on these massive colonial data sets full of histories, science, and truths filtered through white supremacy. That means even before you ask the model a question, it's already learned to see the world through the colonizer's eyes. In order to do this work, you have to unlearn everything you've been conditioned to believe. We have to uncondition ourselves, replant, and learn new knowledge so that we have the full, broader picture. My goal is to decolonize AI systems before we get there. Representation. I represent 0.0007% of me in tech.
Mm.
That is Afro-Indigenous, queer, and neurodivergent, all intersected in one. The representation of that is almost non-existent. My positioning myself as the author of this GBT mainly serves as a conduit of inspiration for people in our communities. Me being in this space is almost universal, as if it was meant to happen. But I'm able to peel back the curtain and expose that the reason why there aren't more of us in this space is because AI and the industry is gatekept by these colonial systems, right? We can't ask for permission anymore. If we have the ability to build these systems, to educate ourselves, to claim these titles, to learn how to operate, then we have to take this moment ourselves and choose to be the leaders in this space. Curiosity mixed with decolonial education provides a world of opportunity. A classroom with decolonial tech, I imagine, is to have students co-train models with their community's knowledge, owned by communities, not corporations, with millions of users, where AI ethics is a lived practice, not a marketing copy. I want this to be the movement for everyone.
What if the future of AI isn't just smarter, but more just? What if algorithm could remember our ancestors? Christian, I want to say what you're doing, it's epic and phenomenal. Thank you for thinking about our community, the BIPOC community, the women, the LGBTs. It's important that as we become part of the AI innovation and the information age and AI world, that justice needs to be addressed. That's what you're doing.